What's up guys, my name is Kabeção and this is going to be an intense beginner, medium, advanced lesson for you guys. So first of all, I think Pantam is an amazing instrument and it's really interesting to see how people approach the Pantam using their hands. So first of all I ask, which fingers do you use to play? Most of the times I have something like this, or people use like this, or even people show me like this, and this is even more fun because it's this only one hand. So when I practice the Pantam, I try to practice all the fingers, and this is something really important because if you practice all the fingers, all your hand gonna improve in a really balanced way. Since I started playing the Pantam, I have the scale as a main exercise. So the scale of this Pantam, it's this one. And I played the scale using left, right strikes. So it's something really balanced. I never use a double on my hand. I always start with my left, right, left, on and on. So you can do the scale using thumb, using index, middle, ring, pinky. And then you can go back and use ring, middle, index and thumb. And you're gonna change always when you come back to the ring. So if I do thumb, I'm still using my thumb, this is my last note and I change to index and I do the same exact exercise. And then middle, ring finger, and then pinky, and then you go back to the ring finger, middle, index, and you finish with your thumb. That's it. So just doing this kind of exercise every day, you will see a big improvement in your hand, because whatever you use in your free playing, if you practice all your fingers in your practice session, you will feel improvements. And then if you want to go deeper, you can start to apply different rudiments on the scale. For instance, if you do singles with all your fingers, then you can start applying doubles. So, and you do the same exercise doing doubles. It's really important to have like a really balanced approach with all the fingers. So you want to have the same volume. And that's quite difficult to work, especially on fingers like the ring finger or the pinky. Pinky, you just try your best. Ring, middle, After this you can go even beyond, so you can use triplets 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7, 8, 9. Personally I went until 16 times once, because I wanted to understand what's the limit of my concentration, focus and awareness doing this kind of exercise. So it's super simple exercise, but how far and deep you want to go with it. So it's up to you to understand how far you want to go. After this you can start applying dynamic. So dynamic for me is one of the most important things on Pantam playing. I see many Pantam players playing on this register, so it's not soft, not so hard, it's kind of in the middle. I try to play like something like big range, so super soft as possible and also strong as possible, depending of the limits of the instrument. So in a scale of 0 to 10 you have dynamic. So 0 will be the softest possible and 10 will be the hardest, depending on the instrument, of course. So 0 will be something like this. Quite interesting, huh? But using this kind of approach you will be working so hard your muscle and so hard your approach. It's really nice exercise, and again you can use all of this in all the fingers again. Then you have dynamic 1, and dynamic 1 will be something like a really gently touch. Okay, you have dynamic 2, it's a gently touch plus a little sound. Three, it's like already like a pop. And then if I go back to 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's already a pop with a bit more energy. 5. Now this is like the dynamic that most of the Pantam players use. 0. Now you need to understand from 0 to 10 step by step what's the difference between them. When you go up on the stairs, if you want to jump from the highest one to the bottom, you need to understand the distance. So you need to climb up and then you know the distance. So here it's almost the same. You need to understand what's the difference between each level. So that will bring you like a really nice perspective about dynamic on Pantam playing. So after 5 the things become a bit more personal, and also depending on the instrument. Some instruments they are a bit more fragile, so you should be really careful when you play strong, because they could distort using high energy. So for example, I don't recommend this, but it's only for you to understand. If you play hard, you will listen the notes with a lot of energy, and she will vibrate too much. And because she vibrates too much, she will distort. So that's not enjoyable for my ear personally. Some players like to play hard, and that's totally okay, but I prefer to understand what's the limit of the instrument and then work around that. So that could be your number 10. Okay? What else? You can also apply some staccato technique. And staccato technique, it means that you control the duration of the sound. So pantam usually have this long sustain. So you can control this using your hands on the tone field. For example, if you touch the note and you put it back again, you cut the sound. Or you just stay there and the sound is super short, in sort of. Okay? So you can also practice this on the scale with all the fingers, with different rudiments, with different dynamics. For example, index, middle. And like I said, you could be really, you can go really deep and creative, because now you have all the fingers to work, you have different dynamics and you have different rudiments, so you can create different kind of exercises. For example, I can go pinky, doing triplets, staccato. And this is quite difficult for me because, you know, I don't play the pinky so much. I practice, but I don't use them when I play usually. So I take exercise that can improve my weakest points. So, for example, the pinky or the ring are my weakest fingers. So I will approach them with more awareness and more exercise. So they will become much better on my practice session. So when I free flow session, when I just jam by my own, my fingers, they will be much more improved. So that's really useful, because the ideas will come much more naturally and you are not thinking that you need to strike in this way or that way. You already did it in your practice session. So set goals in your practice session, achieve them, and then set another goals and achieve them again. So that's really important. And this is my recommendation for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed.